Hey y'all, welcome to My Way Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expansive point of view, as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. So today we are looking at the gifts that you receive from your dark side. Dark side, shadow side, it's the same thing to me. I don't know if it's like different for you, but it's the same thing to me. So, firstly, let's go into what we call our dark side, because obviously, you from like the spiritual community, you might define dark side or shadow side or as the part of you that is not okay, like the part of you that's evil or the part of you that's not good, and you're gonna change it. Some of you may even define your dark side or your shadow side as your ego, and you have that attitude of how you have to crush the ego and so forth and so forth. No. The part of you that like you think maybe evil is the part of you don't like, that's actually in the light part of you, because you know it. That's why you're avoiding it so much. You know what it looks like. Within your shadow side, you don't know what those shapes mean. You don't know what those figures mean in your dark side, and that's why it's called your dark side. It's not the part of you that's not good or the part of you that's evil. It's the part of you that you're not aware of. It's the part of you that you have so little information of that it scares you, that it makes you, when you do tap into it, it makes you feel out of control. That's the part where you're like, I don't know what happened. I feel like it just came out of me. I just said it and I don't know where that came from. Like, I just found myself packing my shit and I don't even know where that came from. Like, that's when you tap into your dark side. It's not a part of you that is unwell, a part of you that is not totally put together. It's the part of you that doesn't give a shit what anybody says. It's the part of you that isn't conditioned by society. It's the part of you most connected to your original blueprint. And that's why it's the dark side and the shadow side, because it is so unfamiliar to you. A lot of you, when we talk about connecting to your original blueprint and connecting to your original template or your most authentic templates, you're still within the ego of all of it. And when I say the ego of all of it, the ego is the perception that you want others to have of you. The ego is the performer. Whatever it is that makes you embarrassed, that you don't want to be seen as, the ego is the one that you form in order to be the opposite of that which makes you embarrassed, or that which you look down upon because society looks down on those people. And surprise, surprise, your dark side is actually, it's more honest. It longs to be tamed, but not by you. You're too scared. You're too scared what people think. It wants to be tamed by nature. Your dark side is the part of you that goes to mystery school. You go to mystery school because that part of you that is your authentic template has to be taught how to be itself within this world, within the parameters and the restrictions of this dimension, and the overall frequency of this place, how to access its own higher frequencies so that it can be outside of everything while still being within it. The gifts of your dark side. Sight is one of them. Your dark side, like I said, it's not conditioned by society, so it's able to see right through a person. when a person is being manipulative, when a person is lying, or even when a person is disingenuous. Like, let's stop this thing of like, oh, when a person is being manipulative. Yes, people are manipulative, like, we get it. But like, also, God, whatever. But when something is trying to present itself as being good for you, but it knows that it's not good for you, your dark side is the one that can see through that. And that feeling where you call it intuition, that's messages from that part of you. And yes, some might be like, no, that's ancestors from my guides, from my ancestors and so forth. Do you know their faces? Have you seen their faces, your guides? Your entities, have you seen their faces? Do you know what they look? No, that's why they're part of your dark side. Like I said, yabona lapho ku-dark side, you don't know what those shapes like mean. You don't know the final form that gets put together by these little messages and all these synapses crossing one another and making up a whole thought pattern, a higher thought pattern, making up a whole emotional pattern, a higher emotional pattern, making up a whole you. Oh, I should have left that part till the end. You are obviously a dark side, but a much more expanded version of yourself. A version of yourself that this current version of yourself refuses to release and allow everybody to see. Your dark side is your true face, the one you refuse for people to see. You would rather die. Like, ngeke bangakenza noma yini, but you angeke. You refuse. Yes, you refuse. You refuse. Because you're so afraid of the flow. You're so afraid of how uncontrollable the flow is. Once you tap into that energy, it's not like the energy you're running on now. The energy you're running on now can be controlled. You control it by feeling guilty about things that you know you have a right to receiving. You control it by feeling sorry for standing up for yourself. You control it by saying no when you mean yes, by saying yes when you actually mean no. You control it by being nice, by smiling when you don't want to smile, by smiling while you're being violated. Like, that's how you control it. The energy you're on right now is very controllable. And that's why it cuts off. It's such a small amount of energy. That's why you need the validation, because that's how you keep that electricity running. The constant relationships, the meeting up with like friends that are boring as fuck, the engaging in engaging in lame sex, like lame conversation, all of that. Like, and it's such a small charge before you even get home. Like, it's done. That energy is spent. You now have to get home and try and like bring up more energy. So now you must call the friend that like you just had a boring like lunch date with. Now you must be on some hi stranger to the guy that has never done anything consciously towards your pleasure. Not once. Your shadow side it runs on flow. It uses the energy that's constantly around it. But because it has access to so much more than what you are able to see around you, the energy is constant. The shadow side does not resist. It flows. it knows that ultimately everything is a gift. And it still allows space, like space for reaction, because it's part of the flow. The flow is not outside of it, it is also part of the flow. So discernment is one of the biggest gifts from your dark side. And discerning is not about figuring out the fact that someone is manipulative and blah 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 blah. No, it's not. It's never about the other person. It's about figuring out where this fits into your story. Like, yes, this person is manipulative, but you did engage with them. Why? What is it that you needed to receive from that interaction? I mean, I suppose discernment is a lot of things, but um this is a more valuable way of discerning situations. It's not really about, oh, your instincts will tell you if you're in a place that you shouldn't be in. Discern, if you're waiting to discern the fact that you're in a place you shouldn't be, you're gonna be in trouble way before you figure that out. Like, you need to trust your instincts. You need to trust your instincts. You need to trust that part of you that wants to cry for no reason when you're at a specific place, or that part of you that all of a sudden wants to throw up. Be like, okay, cool, that's the one. Discernment is not that. It's not like, oh, I was discerning with, And the same thing with like other people. Like, being in a relationship that you then figure out was not good for you, and like discernment would have been realizing and seeing all the red flags and blah 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 blah. No, that's instinct would have made you do that. Discernment is when you've now been through the shit and now you're able to sit and be like, how did this happen? Looking at your energy that you put into it, how it played around with the other person's energy. And this is not about blaming. This is not about, oh, I'm the victim and they are the bad person, or I'm the bad person and they're the victim. It's discernment. It's just looking at it the way it was and asking yourself, what's my gift? What did I get from this? Because there is always a gift. There's always a gift. Sometimes you want to protect yourself from pain so badly that you forget about the gift. If you've gone through that, I'm not saying you must go through painful moments just because you might get a lucky packet at the end. No, 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 no. I'm saying that, but every experience comes with a lucky packet. So, don't forget your 200 when you pass begin. You've already passed begin. Why leave your 200? Because then you're about to do this again. What else? Gifts from your dark side. It's like I'm going through a list and I'm like, no, not that one. Can't talk about that one. No, can't talk about that one. Nay, let me pull cards. Let me pull cards. There's so many ways in which you interpret the person that you are, and you link that to like an idea of weakness that you've been given, or an idea of the label bad, or just that type of thing, and you miss out on you miss out on all the power that comes with that part of you. Especially in our day and age, it's like the only way to exhibit strength is to like not care, like to not give a fuck. I remember a friend of mine saying like, you really don't care, like you really don't give a fuck, like referring to me, and I was like, I do care. She was referring to like, you don't care what people think, like you really don't care what people think. Like, I do care what people think, I just care what I think more. And that's really like the balance you need to find. Like, don't go after being like rock solid or something like that. There is power in all of your emotions. With the conditioning of this world, it's impossible to not care what people think. You just have to build up a certain awareness of yourself where you care more what you think. So then it will always trump the part of you that cares what others think. And obviously, when I say care what other people think, like I'm just talking in relation to like, people being weirded out by how you live your life, people being taken aback to the point where they might even want to attack you, or even just the constant gawking, like the monitoring of it. I mean, that's harassment enough. Funny enough, I was telling the same friend, guys, don't be afraid of your vulnerability. Don't be afraid of your ability to be vulnerable. It's not a weakness. And to those of you that are healers, like maybe you do this type of work that I do, you can only look into another person as far as you're willing to open yourself up and allow them to look into you. If let's say you have a session with someone, obviously they don't care about looking into you. So, not that you have anything to hide, but they won't. But your ability to look into someone, to read someone's energy, you can only go as far as you're willing to open up and allow someone to look into you should they want to, should they have the ability to do so. If you're closed off and you have this, like you have these high walls when it comes to people seeing into you, people being able to see your dark side, then you will not be able to see into anyone else. If you're closed off, you cannot look into anyone. You cannot. If you're closed off, you cannot read energy. Don't lie to me. You cannot. As much as that person is opening themselves up so that you can read them, you yourself must be open at that point. They must also, should they have the eye, they must be able to also look into you and see you. I mean, you can only see as far as you're willing to see yourself, anyways. So, yeah. A lot of you, your dark side is in a cage. And what you don't realize is that everything trickles through like your being. If your dark side, like a version of yourself that is a very true version of yourself, is in a cage, then so is your iNzunza, so is your iNkanyamba energy, so are like some of your, even if like let's say you're like, no, it's tunyasam, or like amakela wami, like they're fine, they're alive, you're only accessing like 10% of their knowledge, of their advice. It's like even your spirit guides, even if you're like, oh, but my spirit guides, I hear them. Yeah, only like 10%. Because your dark side, you are completely closed off. You again, I get this question a lot, like, how do I do this? How do I connect? Sort of open up, boo. Allow people to see who you really are. And yes, that is scary because we want to control how people see us. Like, it's so important. Same here. Same here. Like, same here. But like I said, you just have to, you work like through it, and eventually, even if that eats at you at like, shit, this person probably thinks I'm so evil, this person probably thinks like I'm so whatever. Yeah, but I know that ultimately I'm coming from a good place. Guys, umuntu osile uyazazi ukuthi usile. Like, we think it's confusing because you might be thinking, yeah, but they might also think they did the right thing, what. No. Umuntu that's trying to control you, like a person that's trying to control you, a person that's trying to oppress you, a person that's trying to make you feel smaller because that makes them feel good. They know what they're doing. That's not their shadow side. That's part of the light. They know that. They may not have words to that, but they know what they're doing. They know ukuthi like abekho right. Umuntu makanesikhwele like isikhwele sakho nesebenza ukuthi ahlange uyazi. Hayi ukuthi akazi. It's not like, oh my god, I just don't know what I'm doing. Hi bo. Uyazi. When your jealousy makes you batshit crazy, you know that. It's not a what am I doing? It's not me. They know. And it's the same with you. Even if you have that voice that says to you, like, I don't want to be perceived this way. That is your ego, yes. I don't want to be perceived this way. Like, did I do a bad thing? And you want to control the energy by going back and saying to the person, I'm sorry, it's just that. It's just that I was scared. It's just that I felt like, it's just that. Why are you apologizing after someone does you wrong? You crazy? Why are you doing that? Why are you so scared of your own energy that you have to go apologize to someone that did you wrong? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Flow. You need to understand, like, yeah, it scares me. I don't want them to think I'm evil. But the thing is, they came at me. And they've been coming at me. And I've been quiet, but I was tired of being quiet. So this time I reacted. End of story. You deal with your emotions how you're going to deal with them. Let them deal with their emotions how they're going to deal with them. And if it passes and you guys don't speak about it again, it's cool because you said what you needed to say. And that will give you power for even the next time, because it's going to happen again. It's definitely going to happen again. And next time it's going to happen again, and you're going to get the feeling again. You're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel guilty about standing up for yourself. You're going to feel guilty about saying, that's wrong, I didn't like that. But that other part of you that also keeps saying, yeah, but you know why? You know why? That also gets stronger and stronger until, like I said with the conversation with my friend, you do care what they think, but you care also how you feel more. You care what you also think about the situation, and you're starting to see like, no, this ain't working. You've got the devil and you've got the star card. Your shadow side is not about evil. It's not about low vibration. In fact, it is the higher vibration. And that's not comparing it to your light side and saying your light side is the lower vibration. Both of these are balanced in their own right. It's always about bringing them together. There is no part of you that you need to squash or that you need to get rid of. Just balance. Just balance. And so much when we talk about cleansing and cleansing like this energy, let's say, and you might be thinking you're cleansing your dark side, like, no, boo, you're not. You're cleansing your perception. Like, you're cleansing how it is you see yourself. That's what brings your dark side into the light. That's what makes your dark side something, an energy that you can embody, because this is a high frequency energy. And that's what opens up the portals to iNzunza yakho, to iNkanyamba, to amaketla wakini, to his spirit sakho sesithunywa, to all these to other entities that are ready for you to embody their energy. First, you must know them. How do I know them, Zanne? You must know yourself. You are afraid of 95% of you. All these years, you've been living on 5% of who you are. That's why you're so unsatisfied. There's more. Like, we're in this 5%, there's no more. But if you just step into this other part of yourself, you'll realize there's more. How do I step into the other side? I keep telling you guys, say yes to the things you want to say yes to. Say no to the things you want to say no to. Say not right now when you feel confused. Say I need more time when you feel like a lot has happened. Stop rushing to solve a situation right now. You don't have to do that. Allow for there to be space between reactions to certain things that happen in life. There's this whole concept about how the faster you reply, you are the smart one. The one that replies fast is the smart one. Like, it's okay, let that be. Maybe the one that replies fast is the smart one. But, like, guys, it's not a God which knows. It's not the smart one to God. It's just to society. So it's okay. Take the L. Fine, okay, gay, you're not the smart one, gay. Take the L. I bet you're going to be the smart one in the end. Listen. Dude, that's what I have for you. These videos be getting too long. That's what I have for you guys. If you want to book a personal reading, all the information is in the description box. If you want to book a mentorship session, all the information is in the description box. There you go.